Hi Payne, can you tell me how I can create a Unity schedule service for OnBase?
Yeah, of course. I'd be happy to help. Let me share my screen. Once you're done connecting to the Unity Management Console for the Unity Scheduler, you will come across this screen here. It may look a little bit different if you've already configured it in the console. On the left, you can see tasks, schedules, execution windows, and workflow tasks. These are the main components of the Unity Scheduler. I won't be going over how to create the four, but I will go over the different types of reports that can be made and the different types of tasks that can be run as a service. If you would like to see how to create a task or just want more information on the Unity Scheduler, you can follow the OnBase Unity Scheduler module reference guide. When you create a task, you will be asked which type of task to create. So let's create one here. Create task. I'm going to name it test 3. Click next. And as you can see, there are many types of tasks here. The most common one is the workflow task. The workflow tasks are very similar to many of the tasks listed in the drop-down menu. Most of them need an interval of how long it should be before being executed. The minimum requirement of how long tasks should be before being executed is around 2 minutes according to Heinlein. Essentially, the idea is to point to a target that you want and then schedule it in simple terms. Workflow tasks execute the workflow timer task in the OnBase, so you don't have to do it manually. Usually the tasks are short and can take up to 20 seconds if not done through the Unity Scheduler. Then there are reporting dashboards tasks right here. Reporting dashboards are reports generated in an Excel format and can help determine what has happened during the tasks that were executed and if they were executed properly. When creating multiple tasks, they will automatically go to the task group of the unassigned queue. A task group is essentially just a group of tasks bunched up together. So let's see here. As you can see, I have the unassigned, system, test, and test 2 as my task groups. Each task group needs to have a separate Unity Scheduler service attached to it. For example, if I had this test one here and I wanted to also add the unassigned group as a service, I would have to do it twice. Each task in a task group goes in order in which it executes. What I mean by that is that in each task group, the top task always executes first. They don't all happen at the same time as it would clutter up the workstation. So for example, in this, I have test, workflow messaging, and workflow messaging. Now we know a little bit more about tasks and reports. Let's talk about how to actually create a Unity Scheduler service. Let's first talk about what a service is. A service is a computer program that runs in the background of your workstation. This makes sure that none of the tasks you're currently doing are being overloaded by the background processes. But how do we see the services on our computer? On your taskbar, go to the Windows search bar and search up services. It should look something like this. You can see the multiple services that are running in the background. The Unity Scheduler service can also be run in the background. What we are looking for is the Heinlein Unity Scheduler. As shown on the screen, we can only see the Heinlein diagnostics. To add a service, we first need to see if we have the Unity Scheduler service components first. You can find this in the programs and features on your computer. Let's go to the control panel, programs, programs and features. And make sure you search for the Heinlein Unity Scheduler. Once you have checked the components and can confirm that you have them, let's add the command line to install the service. We can copy the command line in the Unity Scheduler MRG, which is the /create command. Let's copy this into a text editor, as it is easier to do so rather than adding the entire command to the command line. So these are the bare minimums when creating a service for the task scheduler, and if you'd like to add more information, please follow the Unity Scheduler MRG. So I copied it exactly from there. So the first line is in the text is the file location of where the service is located. So the one right here. And then /create is just creating the service. The SN is the service name. The OBU is the OnBase user. The OBP is the password. The OBD is the connection string. And I've added OBG because I want my task group of test to specifically run instead of unassigned, so that is optional. And I've added also the U and P, which is the username and password, which is optional as well. You can add the -ST quotation marks A at the end for it to start automatically if you would like. If you would not like it to start automatically when you boot up your workstation, just leave that out. So now we can paste this command here. Into the command prompt. So make sure when you open the command prompt, you open as administrator. Click yes. And then you can just paste this in. Let it do its thing. And as you can see here, command create completed successfully. And then you can do the /delete command here that I have to just delete the service. And I would have to copy the entire thing again and then just paste it in the command prompt. So now we can double check that the service is up and working by going back to the Windows services and checking if we do have it. So I have it up here already. And as you can see, we do have it right here.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. If you have a question that you would like answered on an upcoming question corner, please leave a comment below.